Do you love tropical plants with bold, exotic flowers? If yes, then Heliconia is a perfect choice. Today, we will talk about this tropical plant related to bananas. This is commonly called as lobster claws, hanging lobster claws, or false birds of paradise. It is scientifically known as Heliconia rostata. Heliconia rostata is regarded as the most beautiful and most popular species of Heliconia grown in home gardens. The inflorescence is elegant and spectacular, and they last a long time. They are excellent as cut flowers. The bracts are the highlight, resembling lobster claws. They come in shades of red, orange, and yellow, adding a dramatic burst of color to any garden landscape. How to propagate Heliconia rostata. Heliconia rostata are clump-forming perennials that are easy to propagate by division. You can propagate this by dividing the plant from rhizome, or shoots. Or even the large growing plant. You may take only a few or only one rhizome or offshoot from the mother plant. When you take the offshoots, be sure to include the roots. Remove any diseased or dying rhizomes. Remove the soil from the rhizomes to allow you to decide where and how many divisions you will make. You may divide this with a knife, or scissors, or just by twisting the rhizome. Then, cut the excess roots. New roots will appear as they start to grow. Then cut also the leaves and leave only few at the top. When the leaves are large, cut it short. Or you can also remove all the leaves. Do this so the new plant will not easily dry out. You may also dig the whole clump of heliconias if you like to plant many outdoors. Dig it out and separate the plants along with the rhizomes and roots. Soil needed for Heliconia on containers and pots. This plant grows in most kinds of soil, which is fertile and well-draining, but retains moisture. When you plan to plant it in a container or pot, make sure it has many drainage holes to allow water to easily drain. You may use a small starter pot to grow the plants. But be sure to repot them when they grow bigger into a large container that can support their spreading nature and their large and heavy leaves. Then, replant the divisions and ensure they receive adequate light and moisture while you wait for signs of new growth. Watering. Water the new plant regularly to keep the soil evenly moist but not soggy. Keep the soil consistently moist but not overly wet. Ensure good drainage to prevent waterlogging. For the established plants, you may water it every 3 days during dry periods and more frequently in hot, dry weather. Heliconia rostata is not a drought-tolerant plant. It doesn't like it if you leave it in dry soil, even for a short while, and the leaves will turn yellow or brown. When there's not enough rainfall in the growing season, be sure to water it regularly. Sunlight. Heliconias love warm, humid weather. They grow best in areas where there's no frost or cold temperatures. If you live in a tropical area, they'll grow well outdoors all year round. They need sunlight for at least 4 to 6 hours a day. Some varieties like part shade, but many bloom best with morning sun. When planting on the ground, dig a hole 2 times bigger or more to allow the roots to grow healthier and to encourage more new growths. You may add compost or organic manure to enrich the soil. Then, plant the rhizome or offshoot and cover with about 2-inch soil. Heliconia rostata is a fast-growing species that appreciates regular feeding during the growing season. Feed with a houseplant water-soluble fertilizer according to its label rate every month during the growing season. This is especially helpful when you grow this plant in containers. Temperature and humidity. Heliconias prefer high humidity. Regular misting can help maintain optimal humidity levels. Ideal Heliconia conditions are humid and warm, similar to tropical rainforests. Pruning and maintenance. Once flowering is over, cutting back the spent flower stalks and dead leaves is helpful to encourage new growth. If the plants become overcrowded, deweed the plant and replant to promote healthier growth. You may deweed the plant every 2 to 3 years to rejuvenate the plant. Pests and diseases. Heliconia rostata isn't usually bothered by serious pests and disease problems. But spider mites and sometimes thrips and mealybugs can bother the plant in the summer months. Using an insecticidal soap or using a strong blast of water from your garden hose can be enough to wash away the pests. This perennial plant is native to the rainforest of Central and South America. They thrive in humid, warm conditions similar to a tropical rainforest. This is closely related to bananas. It may grow up to 15 feet or around 4 meters tall in nature, but likely only 1 to 2 meters in a home landscape. It can be grown on the ground or in large flower pots. They are not all frost hardy and therefore not suited for growing outdoors where very cold temperatures are common. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Happy gardening!